Yo, what's up, guys? A patch review plus summons because I wailed a little bit. It's pretty much close to my birthday, so I would call this my pre-birthday summons. Last year, around the post-birthday summons, which was actually the 5th of November, I got my nephews on the first LD scroll, so let's see if that RNG is kind of around there as well. Last few days in RTA weren't that great on RNG, so maybe that's the swing of getting some Gucci units here. Did will a little bit, so let's see how that goes. But first, let's check out these new units. Well, I'm gonna check all of these skills, not from here, but actually in-game, because that makes it a lot easier to read. Plus, we can check some more information towards... Like, most of the time, I don't really like to make videos based on this information, because it doesn't say that much. Like, we don't know leader skills, we don't know base stats, we don't know multipliers. Well, we're still not gonna know multipliers, because for some reason, that's still not in the game, which I'm still somewhat surprised about. But okay, we'll check that in a second afterwards. So all of these units will not be usable in SWC World Finals, will not be usable in the Siege Tournament and Siege Battle and that kind of stuff. So they will all be usable after Siege Tournament, so it's not that people have to will to get all of them, which I guess is a pretty nice thing. We're get these fusions, so the dark one is fusion and the fire one is fusion. And I think a big W is that you can fuse Suikis, because fusing Suikis is definitely very nice for just skill ups in general. So I definitely do think that's a big W to have that in there. And then you can also see where all of the other units come from, which I guess that's fine. We have the special summon rate, same as normal. People should be able to use it. Now, I think like, if they're strong enough, people are kind of forced to will for it. So I think it is fine that you cannot use them yet in the tournament. Okay, so we added a new mock battle. Okay, guess. We have the unknown transmogs. Yeah, doesn't matter too much. We can see that in the UI. Okay, that's easier accessible, I guess. We have the ranking info that was disabled. Okay, nothing too special, I guess. Out of battle from level 2 instead of level 3 in the early parts. Totally fine. That doesn't change much. Skin for wishes. Still not gonna get your LD5 in wish. We have these Beast Rider things, which most of them are through the event and a few of them are buyable. The ones through the event actually look the best in my opinion. So I think this one is pretty cool in general. We'll probably be selecting a lot of those. Interestingly enough, which is something I didn't expect, and I'm pretty sure that the guy from SWGT is still sleeping and also doesn't expect. But apparently all of these third-party tools are more or less working again. So I'm not entirely sure how that's looking like. I heard it from a few people that SWGT is working again, SW Arena is working again. So that's definitely very good news. But I'm not entirely sure, like, if they actually hide some of like the more sensitive packages, which was showing like enemy stats information, enemy rune information. That's the main reason that they pretty much like canceled out everything. So I'm not entirely sure if they removed a few of those, put those back. I'm not entirely sure what they did with that, but apparently it's working again, which is definitely good. We have 2v2 enabled again with the achievements in there, so you can get some 2v2 achievements in there. Would recommend to do those early if you want to do them, because like the later you get in towards like the time span of where it is. Oh, it's actually 6th of November until 19th. But try to do it like as early as possible, because that's where you get the fast queues and that's where you get these achievements in pretty fast. So that definitely does help out. We have the AI of the Dark Harp Mage Viva Shell being improved. Okay, I guess. Not entirely sure what that's going to... Like, how would you improve the AI? Spam it more often when it makes more sense, when there's more of a gap between attack bar and HP bar? I'm not entirely sure. Now we have this thing, which is somewhat interesting, and we're gonna look at it in-game in a second to see like all of the rewards. Well, we can kind of look at it here, but we're gonna see if this thing is actually worth it, because I think it's on the edge of saying like, nah, probably not. Like 3k crystals is a lot. Then we have like a special pack for 70 bucks and 100 scrolls. Scam pack, wouldn't buy. There's way too many good packs right now to buy this. This is pretty much bad pack. And then we have a few things where they just have the modification of skill descriptions. And that is that for the patch. So we're gonna look at two things. First of all, this one, and then second of all, the new units, and then we're gonna go into my summons and see how in where it comes and goes from there. It's one mission point for one level. No, wait, you just have to get like 300 mystical scrolls in this amount of time span. If you're free to play and you didn't save, is that doable? It's like a half a month. I would say it is. If you get all of the rewards from your arena and your guild shop and your RTA shop, you can buy a lot of scrolls from those combined. So I would say that it should be kind of doable to do this free to play if you get all of those free to play scrolls in that you can get. Now we have the next question, which is this worth 3k points or 3k crystals to get all of this energy in? Well, if we simply calculate this, if we count out the energy is worth 300. So this is technically a 2.7k buy. So we're buying 2.7k for a LD scroll, 5 reaps, SWC scroll, which is technically an LD scroll as well. It kind of has the same rates to get an LD4 as a normal LD scroll. And then a few extras here and there on runes and that kind of stuff. Is that a worthy buy? Well, we have this thing which I'm not even sure where it's normally at. We have this kind of thing. Like if you were normally to buy this, then you would give the value to an LD scroll of about, let's say, 1k. If we take that, so we are already cost efficiently wise, we're already removing 300, so we're like at 2.7. We remove another 1k for the LD scroll, so we're at, let's say, we're at 2.7, removing 1k for the 1.7. And then this one for an LD4 is kind of the same rate, so you would remove another 1k. So you're at 700. And then 700 crystals should be the equal of these LD scrolls and that kind of stuff to actually become 700 crystals with those 700 crystals for 5 re-ups, I would say is somewhat worth it. But this is only if you were to say like, okay, I feel like that this pack is kind of worth it. Because in my opinion, that is... Wait, 1000 crystals is 670. Is it? I can't even do the math at the moment. But yeah, if you feel like that this pack is kind of on the edge of worth it, then this one will probably be on the edge of worth it as well. Am I gonna get this one myself? I'm not entirely sure. I think I'd rather farm 3k energy for, or 3k crystals and energy, because that's a lot of energy that you're throwing away for getting this thing. Probably on Reddit some point, I would definitely check out Reddit. They probably have like a more statistical analysis one on this one. Checking out whether that's worth it or not. Because there's probably a bunch of... Like, there are some things where people in the past made like whole Excel sheets of what is the value of a pack. And those kind of guys can probably make this kind of stuff as well. So, yeah, let's see how that goes from there. Then let's look at the new units. So we have new 4 stars, we have new 5 stars. And I would say they look pretty dope. We're gonna check skills in a second as well. And the doggy is pretty cool. So Awakening always goes into leads as far as I've seen so far for these. So let's check out the leads. Do we have a speed lead, accuracy lead, resistance lead, defense lead, crit rate lead, and an HP lead? So we don't have any speed awakening. We do not have any speed leads or anything like that. Let's see. We have Yeji, we have Minji Yuna, and wait, isn't this like ITZY? Yeji is from ITZY, Yuna is from ITZY, and then these two are wrong. Okay, I know K-pop stuff, I guess. Let's see at the skills though. So first skill is create a shield according to your max HP on the ally with the lowest HP status. In addition, Subsare, I guess. Attacks the enemy and absorbs the the target's attack bar with a 30% chance if you gain a turn while under inability effect. So I guess it does one skill if it's not stunned, and it does the other skill if it is stunned, which makes sense, I guess. Would have been like when I first was reading this, I'm like, oh, it's gonna do this and this. That's pretty dope. No, it's only gonna do this the moment that you're stunned. Okay, so you're kind of placing these into being stunned forced most of the time because that's also how the other skills work. Is that interesting? I'm not entirely sure. Like, you could say that, especially with how strong Despair is right now, that some of these might fit in some RTA things, but I feel like the rest of the kits of them, what I looked at quickly, don't really add up too much, but might be useful here and there. For, let's say, 4-star Siege, you don't have too many stunners in there in current meta. Like, sure, you could say Monty, but Monty rather kills you than actually stuns you, so... Let's see what the other skills have. We have attack all enemies 2 times, decrease their defense for 2 turns with a 50% chance. So that's a double hitter of 60. That's a decent amount of rate to get AoE armor break in, I would say. And the skill is called Run, Motherfucker. Oh, wait. It was not made by L. Jackson. Then we have a Gold Please. Wait, what are these names? These names are actually amazing. Gold Please. Reminds me of one of those old Maple Story fucking thing. Messos blocks. Okay. Grants immunity to all allies and increase their chance of landing a critical hit for 2 turns. So we have a crit rate buff and immunity. Somewhat interesting to have like immunity when your skill set is also based on getting stuns, but okay. Let's just check all of the skills first, and then we're gonna go into the skill preview. So we have this one is the same. S2 is recover the HP of all allies by 15% for 2 turns. I guess this is just the recovery buff. It's not actually an active recovery, but I guess this is the recovery buff with pretty weird wording. And then grants immunity for 1 turn. Okay, I guess. Protection of the Faithful Zoggy. We recover HP of all allies when you gain a turn under inability effect. In addition, decrease the damage taken from your enemy by 30% when you're under inability effect. Wait, so are you getting... Or wait, do you have to be stunned or your allies have to be stunned? I'm not sure about that. I think it's you being stunned and therefore you're healing your allies. Okay. Kind of like it's kind of weird to have those forcefully stunts in there. You do have one unit actually, which is the Light Skogo, Igar or something. Or Einhir. I think it's Einhir. That one is one that can actually stun its own team. So there might be a weird interaction with those two like together. So skill 1, same jump, same as the water one, and this. Remove 1 beneficial effects on all enemies. Remove 1 harmful effects on all allies. In addition, decrease the attack bar on all enemies in proportion to the number of effects removed. Okay, interesting. However, that this is not really... Like, you could use this as your AoE stripper kind of style. But it's also somewhat more of in a bruiser fight kind of style. Actually, I just noticed that this picture of Jump looks pretty amazing. Like that's pretty cool actually. Like the Zogo looks pretty cool. This skill, it feels somewhat weird because like both effects are nice, but also having both effects working at the same time, I'm not sure. Plus, like how much do you actually decrease the attack bar? So like a full decrease on like 3 or 4, or do you need 10? I don't know. We have the light one, which has the same as 1, same as 2 as the water and wind, it seems. And you have icing on the cake. Recover HP of all allies by 10% for each beneficial effect granted on them at the start of your turn. So that is kind of like a Wadjet-ish, but a Wadjet in reverse. Because Wadjet is healing from debuffs, this thing is healing from buffs, but only on her own turn. Which I think is the worst version of what Seimei does. Seimei actually does it from when the ally gets a turn. And it seems stronger when the ally gets a turn. Roddy got a new LD5. Shut the fuck up, bro. You have too many already. So then we have Run. That is the same one as the Fire. The AoE armor break. And then we have this one. Increases the attack power of all allies, excluding yourself, by 30% when you gain a turn while under inability effect. In addition, you gain Immunity to attack bar decreasing effects while under inability effects. Sounds like a fucking annoying unit if you put a lot of those into TOA Hell. Besides that, I am not too sure. I talked about the 3k pack before. I don't think it's that great. It has some potential, but it's not that great. It kind of depends like how many crystals you have. Like if you have a shit ton of crystals, you're not farming, get it. Otherwise, probably not. But it seems interesting-ish for the skills. Let's actually check out in the preview screen how that looks like. Oh, we have one sleeping at the start. Okay, okay. It's kind of funny that you throw a ball and then that thing starts running. Okay, looks not bad, looks not bad. Kind of reminds me of these red packages from China, the things they like to give money in and that kind of stuff. Jump. Unity recovery. Skills look pretty nice. Skills look pretty nice. Morning Rex. But is this really something that I would start seeing being used in Siege all too much? I'm not sure. Like, you're expecting, like, a lot of these kits are really focused on, like, I am being stunned. Like, I don't know. Like, how often do you actually play on you specifically being stunned? And the thing is where Josephine goes from the whole, like, one in the team being stunned, and then it's usable already. However, this thing just says, I have to get stunned, which makes things a little odd, I would say. So I'm not too sure about all of those 4 stars. I don't think they would be, from first sight, wouldn't be super strong. So then we have the, what are those? The KB Lords, or whatever that's called. Let's look at what leader skills, what seems to be every element HP leads. Okay, well, pretty straightforward, pretty standard. What kind of awakenings do we have? Accuracy awakening, speed awakening, 111, not too bad. All of the other ones are incredibly slow at 96. Resistance awakening, and accuracy awakening. And this is the fusion version that we have. So, let's see. We have violent swing. We don't like violent, boys. It's we know something else that's called violent. Oh, okay. Well, kind of depends like how much is the multiplier on the max HP as well. And is it also full scaling max HP or is it slightly scaling attack? That's always a big factor because if this thing is slightly scaling attack on a 637 base, that's kind of soggy. But stunning on S1 with a 50% chance is never a bad S1, I would say. On the S2, we have Summon the Heavenly King's Gate. Looks pretty dope. Attacks all enemies twice, inflict damage that increases according to your max HP, stealing 1 beneficial effect with 30% chance going up to a 50 afterwards. Recover HP of all allies, additional to recover a proportion to the number of beneficial effects you've stolen. Sounds like a good bruiser, But the passive is what makes this interesting. I did already check this one. Fire Beat. Inflicts continuous damage for 2 turns. Whenever you attack the enemy, in addition, destroy the enemy max HP by the inflicted damage from continuous damage during the battle. So if you pair Mugwang with a Nora or something, that is already like, let's say you go Mugwang, Nora, Rika in a siege offense. You're destroying a shit ton of HP, plus this unit actually has a strip in there as well. So, like, this unit together with Rika or Nora sounds insanely strong. So, definitely I would say Siege offense unit. Siege defense, probably not. RTA / arena kind of style. Yeah, maybe if you pair it up with, like, let's say, an Asima, or you pair it up with, like, an Amber, more or less. Might be strong, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure if that would be that nice in RTA, but I can definitely see this work. Wait, would this kind of work into the meta in Arena defense where we have a lot of Camillas. So you just start throwing a lot of debuffs on Camilla with, let's say, a Thrain or something like that. And you just destroy the HP of Camilla and it can't heal. I think that this one is pretty cool. Like, this is a unique mechanic in the game that we don't have yet. And I definitely want to see if, like, let's say every continuous damage is 5 HP. Do you therefore also destroy 5% of enemy max? Or do you destroy a little bit less? Like, I'm not sure about those numbers, but seems pretty potential. Yeah, I already saw this on a picture in Reddit. Guys, what does this look like? Like, I don't even have to explain to you guys what this looks like, right? This is not a bottle. This does not look like a godforsaken bottle, bro. Like, no. Someone had to be like, yo, no, we can't publish this, man. That's, no. No. Okay, first skill, same thing, but then the freeze, it's kind of the same. What do I want best? Well, because of speed, let's see. We have attack increases, attack the enemy to inflict damage by 15% of your enemy max HP. It's not that much. Still one beneficial turn granted. Leaves branding for 2 turns when there's no beneficial effects. Okay, strip and branding. Not too bad. But then I guess if you say that it's that good, third skill has to be good. Enlarges your body, giggity, to recover your HP by 30% and attacks all enemies according to increases to your enemy max HP. Stun for 1 turn, in addition absorb the attack bar by 1 okay. Not sure if what one is best one, but it seems pretty interesting. Does have single target strip and then does have AoE stun, it seems. AoE stun on 4 turn cooltime. Not too bad. Let's see how that actually works out. I think that might be decent. It might be decent. If I see this icon, I need to think about Gaara from Naruto. I think it's a fucking jizzing Zok. That's what I think. But maybe that's my mind. We have Byungjul. I guess that's my best Korean right there. We have the same skill as the fire one. And then we have the third skill is your attacks will always land as critical hits whenever you attack the enemy. Why was this needed? Why was this part needed? This is kind of how I feel like where you sit at an airplane and you see the thing like in front of you on the seat and that says, please fasten your seatbelt. But call me a smart or like a fast thinker that I'd be like, and I'd be like, But I think that is enough for me. But apparently they had to go for like the next level. Please fasten your seatbelt while seated. that has been going wrong somewhere. Some asshole standing next to a seat. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I understand that you have to crit when you hit the enemy. Like, your hits always land as a crit. That wasn't enough for me. I don't need... Yeah, please don't microwave the cat. That kind of shit. It's like, but they didn't say about the guinea pig, though. Like, I could have microwaved that one, right? Like, I wanted to heat up my kiwi. I put it in the microwave, and it started catching flames. Okay. In addition, the damage taken decreases according to your current HP. This is... okay. Kind of depends, like, how much this is, the second part. But always critting, it's not really bad. No, it's when you attack, like if it's set on your turn, it made sense. But this thing is implying that you're hitting your own allies at some point and then those you wouldn't crit. That's the only thing that this is implying. Which is kind of weird. Like if it would say on your turn, it makes sense. But I am pretty confident that there's probably only one unit in the game that actually actively hits his own units. Then we have Uldung. They look pretty badass, actually. Pretty curious about the skills. We have same skill 2 as Wind and Fire. Skill 3 looks 5 at least for the picture. Increases the critical damage by 50% if the target has no beneficial effects when the ally attacks lands as a critical hit. Like... Also this second part, like, we didn't need that. I know that my critical damage is only activated when I crit. I know that. I know that. And decreases the damage taken by 10% for every beneficial effect granted on the ally and the ally is attacked by the enemy. Oh, okay, okay. This increases doesn't stack with other crit damage and increasing effects. Okay. Interesting. Would this like be PvE meta? Like I'm not entirely sure where you would use this, but I would say that it's kind of it's somewhat weird, but it's also somewhat decent, I would say. But more weird than good, to be honest. I feel like that the fire one is definitely good. We have the water one might be decent. This one I'm not too sure about. This one I'm also not too sure about. And then we have Gapso. Gapso is also having the Jizzing Zog skill too, which is the inflict your max HP stealing one and then leaving branding. Is this kind of a PvE thing? Is this a PvE thing against SF? Abyss? Because if you steal one beneficial effect against Abyss, leave branding, it's not too bad. S1 doesn't make too much sense for it though. But then we have this skill. We have increase your attack bar by 10% whenever the enemy recovers. In addition, recovers the HP of the allies with the lowest HP status by 10% when you get a turn. It feels like kind of a weird Raccoony, but counter Raccoony. Is it that great? I'm not too sure. It's still 10% attack bar. Like, the enemy has to heal 10 times for you to get a full attack bar. Like, it also depends. Like, let's say Praha or a Riley does a skill 3. Are you gonna get 40% attack bar? If that's the case, then it would be decent. If not, I'm not too sure about it. Also, it feels somewhat weird fitting for PvE, but then also not really a PvP. I'm not too sure about. But important factor as always, let's look at the skill animations. I'm not sure if I'm looking at skill animations of the unawakened one right now. Probably not. Is this thing unawakened? It looks somewhat unawakened. Yeah, you can actually check the unawakened. Yeet! Okay, looks kind of like just hitting someone with a fucking baseball bat. Yeah, nice. Not bad, not bad. I approve. Okay, nice skill. I like that. That's actually pretty freaking dope. And wait, is the HP instantly? Yeah, it seems like the HP is instantly, or the passive is instantly activated the moment you land them. Rather than the passive is activated the moment that the continuous damage is playing into effect. That seems pretty fucking strong, in all honesty. Because that means that all of your continuous damage does actually double damage. Because if you destroy HP, you lower HP. But then if the continuous damage actually lands, it's another lowering in HP. Now that's or is that another part? I'm not sure. Oh, that's the part that actually applies them. Yeah, okay. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. I thought that this was already applying those. No. It makes sense that it's just applying those things. Makes sense, makes more sense. Thank you. But, yeah. Someone mentioned if you AoE heal, then you got 4 turns. Or 4 times the 10%. Okay, interesting. So, we had this one, which was the always critter. It really depends on like the multipliers of your damage. Like if you're always critting is nice, you can easily build a like crit rate or a crit damage 4, don't need any crit rate, but how good that actually is, not entirely sure. And this one is the one that improves the critical damage thingy, which I guess is nice, but is it that great? Not entirely sure. And then we have this one, which is... That's a dope fucking skill. Wait. You had that same skill, or yeah, we didn't check this one yet. But wow, that's for the weirdest looking what's it called? Icon? It's actually one of the better looking skills. That one is pretty cool. Yeah, so we have to pass in there, and that's a free to play unit, so this one has the same skill. That's a really dope skill. Yo, wow, water one looks cool. Water one definitely looks cool. Yeet. Okay, cool units. Definitely cool units. So from there, we're also gonna summon them. I hope, I pray, I believe. We do have a few scrolls. Oops, start fighting. Let's make some space that I never really have. Okay, we're just gonna summon all of these straight to storage, that's fine. But let's get into summoning some of those. I do have one Trend Scroll, one All Elemental, Legendary, 11 of those, and then 172 of those, and like a little bit of leftovers over yonder. Let's see if we can get anything that is worth upping at a certain moment. Well, for normal elementals, besides the new units, I don't really care about pretty much any units, more or less. I could use a Fire Cookie Princess. That's pretty much about it. Okay, so now we can go for plus stats. So let's see if we can get anything Gucci. Last time I did birthday summons, I did get the Nefties, which is about a year ago right now. I would also say that my last good pull, therefore, was also a year ago. I did get the Fire Cassandra in the meantime. Or not the Fire Cassandra, the Dark Cassandra. It's a nice unit, but I would say more niche than anything. It's not like, yeah, it's just a siege offense win. More than that, it's not really. Like for RTA, it doesn't really fit. For siege defense, doesn't really fit. So just an offense win is siege offense, which it's not the most interesting of units. However, Nefty's, of course, very good pull, but that's been already pretty much a year back right now. That is a sniper. Fire or winds? I would say that the fire one looks more interesting. But that is me from looking at the first side of it. A Horus. I saw Rexas play this one particular song for good RNG. We're gonna play that one on LNDs. Mercenary. Morobos. Actually, for 4-star skill ups, I also don't really need anything, I would say. Like, I already have 3 Kiklets for siege defense. I already have 3 Miyangs for siege defense. Getting good amount of lightning rates. Very good amount of lightning rates, but oh, that's one of the new units. Actually, for the amount of lightning rate I had, it took quite a while to get one of the new 4-star units, to be honest. But the 4-star units, I'm not too sure if any of them are really that interesting. Imagine it's still back in the old days where you could summon a fusion unit and then you do SP summon on the LNDs. And because of that, you pull the dark one, which is fusionable. Oh, that would be a something, man. That would be a congratulations. You played yourself. Yeah, to be honest, any of the 4-stars. Okay, that's fire. Yep. So we're only missing the water one on it right now. Not sure if there's an event to get like skill ups on any of those in. They sometimes do that kind of stuff. Still waiting for a usable 4-star family. Yeah, it's not really the most. It's kind of weird for 4-star family to play on like I have to get stunned. Because 4-stars, most of the time, like if you're talking about siege, 4-stars are not really stunning units all too much. Like 4-star units are more for like insta-snipe and insta-kill. Or just bruiser fights without stuns. So, is that the wind? Okay, we have the whole family. Funny enough, I also pulled them one by one without getting any of the dupes. Like normally I always pull like 6 times the fire one and then don't have the others. Okay, we got a decent amount of those so far. Lightning rate, definitely can't complain. That's one of those 4-stars. Lightning rate, good. LD5 rate, not good, but let's definitely keep that for the LND scrolls. We need the net 5s on this. Did you already fusion? Fusion, yeah. Do I fusion? Come on. Wasting luck on the MS. No. We're getting 4 stars here. Like, I don't need LD 4 stars anyways. Like, who needs LD 4 stars? Okay, I would need could use a Kinky, but that's pretty much just it. But yeah, I did get the whole family of those already. The Zogo family. Okay, let's check out this one particular song. I saw this on Rex's stream, so it has to be true. And that's this song gives good RNG. For re-ups. But maybe also for LND scrolls. So we're gonna see. Not for that scroll though. Let's first do this one. Nope. Okay, LND's nuts. Let's see. No lightning so far. Come on, 11 gives at least 1 lightning, right? Okay, 1 lightning, LD5, let's go. We didn't get the spinning circle though, and we get this one, which pretty sure I already have. Can we still get 1 more lightning, please? It's been a while since my last LD5. If there was anything cool. Rips. That is too bad. We do have a bunch of those still. Let's check out a few of those new units. I think I'm just gonna select in all new units. All new units, let's put in Smicer, why not? Zima, not sure. I think I'm gonna put this one in and then Zima and the other ones. Seems less interesting, and these... If I want to build a 4th of both, why not? I guess that's the only thing I care about anyways, for 4 stars. I could put in... Or do I want to put in these new units? No, let's put in the new units. Let's just remove 3 and then put in all elements of the new units. Like, if I want to build one, I at least get the skill ups, right? So we have all new units in there. Let's see. Hwahi. You can get LD5s on this scroll as well, right? Well, let's say my RNG is still not really up there. Didn't even get a single net 5. So we came from a lot of days of bad RNG in RTA. Rewarded by, okay, I will will a bit for scrolls and stuff and still getting nothing. Let's hope that this is at least a new unit. Double dupe! My RNG is just absolute Zoc. My RNG is just absolutely Zoc. Three LDs? Yeah, let's go straight up 3 LDs. Probably rather buy that. Did I already buy the re-ups? I don't even know. Yeah, my RNG, man, it's something else. We're gonna buy one of these. We're gonna do the re-ups right away after this as well. Let's see if that's something somewhat more worth it. Three LD scrolls, let's go. Nah, man. Nah, man, my RNG is just fucked. My account is cursed, I'm telling you. If I get nothing on these re-ups right now, I'm gonna be fucking disappointed. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I will be fucking disappointed. Okay, so we have this one re-up, and it's quad HP. This is easy to get something good at, right? If the quad is already there, we know you can quad roll. Show me some of the goods. Well, that's not looking that great. I think we're gonna go down to 10. And then switch to slot 5. Doesn't look all too great. 1 in each, even low rolls. Well, last one on this one. Yeah, that's not really doing all too much. Pretty sure I got a few extra re-up targets on this one as well. Let's do 5 in each. Yeah, I just did my summons. Wow, that's something. And these rolls don't even look legendary, man. Where the hell did your stats even go to? Can I at least get one good thing from this whole fucking pack of like 300 fucking euros? The answer is no.